Well, howdy, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Monster Mash. Actually, kind of on time this time. I don't know. That was kind of a weird way to say that. I bumped my mic again. God damn it. So, yeah, I'm trying my hardest this time to actually make this a somewhat regular series. I am recording this pretty shortly after I had recorded the last video, so there's still, this video is coming out like a week later, but I'm recording it like a day or two later. You know what I mean? Like there's a delay between when I'm actually recording and when this is coming out. But the title of this video is Finding the Fun, and that's kind of like what I want to cover in this video is this concept of finding fun in your work. And that's really difficult. That is a really challenging thing to do. And it's something that I'm trying to work on right now. And I'm going to be genuine. I really have no idea where this conversation is going to be going, because guess what? It's another video about me talking about YouTube and content creation and all that stuff. Because that's pretty much like what is going on in my life right now, Listen, the mailbox is open for a reason. So if you want me to stop talking about YouTube content, fucking send me... This is sounding a lot more rude than I intended it. Anyway, we're just going to move on. So yeah, finding the fun in your work. It is challenging, and I'm trying to work on that right now. I just recorded a project that I don't know when it's going to be out. It might already be out, but I just recorded the voiceover for the next project that I'm working on. And, I feel like the thing that I always get stuck on is my own standards. And my own standards kind of prevent me from having fun with projects, because I feel like it has to be this good and it has to be this whatever. And if there's any hiccup in the production, or if there's a hiccup in like how I recorded something or how I edited something, then I gotta throw the whole thing away and start over, because obviously it's not up to my own standards. And those fears were actually kind of quelled somewhat recently. As I'm recording this video, oh my god, what was it? It was the Q&A video that just came out, where we're talking about the community post that I made, and we're talking about all this community questions, like what games you port to PC. That's what we're getting to. So that video is relatively recent, and I'll give you a little bit of a peek behind the scenes on that one. If you look at the video closely, the exposure of the footage, it's auto exposure. So I am a very challenging person to light. Oh, I just died. There we go. I am a very challenging person to light when it comes to filming. And my buddy Jamie told me this years and years ago, and I believe it a lot more now. By the way, we're playing Monster Hunter Rise again. I feel like I should mention that. We're playing Monster Hunter Rise, and this is, again, footage from one of my old Twitch streams. So yeah, I've got a bunch of footage I can fucking work through with Monster Hunter Rise. So anyway, moving on. I've only got so much time to talk about this. I want to actually talk about this. Yeah. So fuck. What was I even talking about? Yeah, the QA video just came out, and the auto exposure is on the camera that I say camera. It was a phone, right? I was really annoyed because my forehead is so bright in some of the shots that the auto exposure tries to compensate for my big ass forehead and how much light is reflecting off of it. So the auto exposure jumps around a lot over the course of the video, and that was bugging the shit out of me. I was so annoyed at that. I actually might do a behind-the-scenes video exclusive to the Patreon. Like, there's enough I could talk about where I could make that a short... Goddamn, I bumped my mic again. There's enough there that I could talk about, like, the briefly about the troubles I had in color correction and color effects in that. So, yeah, I'll probably do that alongside this next project that I'm working on. But, yeah, so that was bugging me the entire time I was editing. But not a single person ever mentioned it once. when the video premiered. No one ever talked about it. Now, is that because people don't have as keen of an eye on this stuff as me, the person who's making the thing? Like, when you make a thing, you're going to be aware of every single flaw when you're making it, right? But the people who are reacting to your content, right, who are watching it and giving you critiques on it, they're probably not going to be as aware of every little defect that you have during the production. So either no one noticed or no one cared. And honestly, that was kind of a little bit of an uplift for me, because it told me that it's fine to have mistakes in your projects. And it's more important to enjoy making the project than worrying about getting every detail right. And that is something that I struggle with a lot. I guess I am a perfectionist, and I want the stuff that I put out to be good. There's a part of my brain that still thinks I'm never going to live up to videos I made years ago. Have I gotten better at making videos? I don't know. Have I gotten better at editing? Probably. Realistically, I probably have. But everything culminating in one project, it feels like certain things I did in the past are just plain better than what I am doing now. It doesn't help that the video I'm comparing myself to is a video that won me a substantial amount of money. So it kind of doesn't help me in that sense. But yeah, that is definitely something that I am currently struggling with. And this latest project that I'm working on is a bit different from what I usually work on. And in my head, I'm thinking like, okay, this is going to be a relatively simple project to do. I'm actually getting custom art made for this video. Because, yeah, I want the production value of this video to go up, and also the artist that I'm working with is very, very talented, and I want their stuff to be shown to more people. So yeah, I'm getting stuff done for this project, right? And I'm thinking of ways to cut corners, not to make the project faster, but also because I'm just desperately trying to cut back on my perfectionism. So part of it is that it's about a video game. I'll give that little bit away. And I have footage of the entire video game already pre-recorded. The footage is years old, but it's still good footage. Until I saw one part of the footage where the bit rate is a lot smaller than is a lot lower than other parts of the video. If you don't know what that means, it means that the footage generally just looks worse than other bits of footage I have of this game. Now, it's not terrible, and I don't have to use any of... Well, I mean, I will have to use some of this footage eventually. But I don't have to continuously use footage from this chunk of the game. I can just mainly focus on footage from the earlier parts of the game and other parts that have better quality footage. And if I need to cut to something that's in the later section of the video, that's fine. And in that moment, when I saw that I had that lower quality footage, my brain immediately went, well, now I gotta re-record the entire game. And I gotta get a whole new batch of footage. Now, the game isn't very long. I could easily re-record this entire game in the span of a day. Do I want to sit and re-record this whole game in the span of a day? Not really. I want to play Dark Souls 1 again. I have wasted like 2 days so far just playing Dark Souls 1 again. I am about 60-something% of the way through the game, and I started this campaign yesterday. This playthrough. I started this playthrough yesterday, and I'm already like 60% of the way through the game. Listen, man, Dark Souls is like my comfort game, okay? When I'm feeling bad, I want to play Dark Souls. And yeah, that is helping a little bit. But it's not exactly helping my stresses and my anxieties on this thing. But my brain said that, hey, I need to re-record this entire game again to get better quality footage. And there's a couple other factors that made me want to re-record footage of this game. And I thought, you know what? Instead of re-recording all the footage of this game, why don't I make a joke out of it in the script? How about I work with the things that I already have? Oh, we failed. Oh, maybe that's why this footage is 20 minutes long. Oh, shit. Okay, well, that makes a whole lot of sense, huh? what was I going to say? Yes. So, I instead decided, instead of trying to rework everything that I'm doing to make it as best of quality as possible, let's instead take all the things that I have into account. Let's put our energy into things that we should spend more time on. Like, I should spend time recording the voiceover. I should spend time getting this custom art done. I should spend time on the editing, like mostly the editing, and how I'm like thinking about how I'm going to show this kind of footage, thinking about how I'm going to edit certain things, how I'm going to animate certain things on the screen. Like, that's what I should be putting my time into, not re-recording the entire game again. Because, like, yeah, I could beat the game in like a solid 5-6 hours, but that's 5 or 6 hours I could be spending recording voiceover and adjusting audio levels and animating certain things, editing together pieces of editing together assets that I need to use for this video. And that lifted weight off of me and made it feel more fun, because instead of trying to make this perfect little thing, I'm trying to put pieces of a puzzle together. And that, I feel, is just more interesting to me, I guess. I feel like it's more interesting to work with the things that you already have and try to make something good out of it. At least, like, through this project, I'm like rediscovering that feeling, right? Instead of, stressing about like, oh man, the bitrate in the video is actually way too low, and I really need to make sure the bitrate is good, otherwise my video is going to be a fucking sham, and I'm going to fail as a YouTuber. And like, there actually is a very similar thing that I have in Monster Hunter, where let's say, for example, the next monster that I need to fight is Espinus, as we're fighting in this video. Espinus is weak to ice. I'm presuming, because I'm using mostly ice weapons in this game. Let's say I'm playing Rise. So the next monster's up is Espinus. So obviously I need to get some ice weapons. Well, okay, let's fight. I don't have a good ice weapon that I can use right now. So let's go fight an ice monster to get that ice weapon. Cool, awesome. What is that monster weak to? Fire? Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I'm mostly using lance instead of using hunting horn. I don't exactly have a fire lance right now, so let's try to get that fire lance while we're at it. Oh, but that fire monster's weak to like thunder, right? I don't exactly have the best thunder gear. I probably should be doing thunder stuff then to prepare for this, to prepare for that, and I constantly get trapped in this cycle of thinking that in order to be good at something, I have to over-prepare and make sure every detail is perfect. When in reality, I really don't need to do that. And it is taking a while for me to learn this. It's taking a long fucking time. And taking that break, that trip to California, even though that trip to California was mentally and emotionally and physically exhausting, it was a good reset from this. And for a week and some change, I just wasn't thinking about doing YouTube, and I wasn't thinking about making content or editing or anything production-wise. I wasn't thinking about any of it. And so having that bit of a mental reset where I just wasn't thinking about this stuff, it was nice. Because now that I'm back, I can take stock of what I have, the ideas that I'm working with, the footage and the assets that I already have right now, and I'm trying to think of how I can make good stuff with the stuff I already have. It also plays into my terrible retail therapy that I sometimes get trapped in. Right now my brain is telling me, bro, you know it would be really cool if you blew like $800 on a new set of speakers. And my brain is like, the rational part of my brain is like, okay, listen, I've already got nice headphones. I don't exactly need nice speakers right now. Plus, it's $800. I really can't drop $800 right now. That is not a good idea. And then the part of my brain that makes me make bad decisions is like, yeah, but like, it's an investment into your equipment, and that should be worth it, right? In the long run, that should be worth it, you know? And it would also be really cool to have the really nice speakers for doing editing work. And I'm like, yeah, for editing work. Totally not for listening to music. Absolutely not. Totally not for listening to music. It's for editing work only. I will not listen to a shred. That's a lie. I'm gonna use those speakers mostly for listening to music. And I have to catch myself before I get into that, because it's like, all right, listen. I'm in a position right now where I need to like just make things. I can't be worrying about preparing for making things. Does that make sense? And the preparing for making things isn't fun because I get stressed about it. We're going to bring this back to like finding the fun in things, because that's what this whole fucking video is about. Or it's supposed to be about. So I get trapped in this cycle of like trying to prepare to make things, and that isn't fun. But actually making things is fun. Like recording this footage, editing things together, making it all come together and seeing it come together. That is fun and gratifying, and it makes my brain go burr. So, like that part is the thing that I need to recognize as what I enjoy about doing this, and I have to just do that, right? Because I will get trapped in, I need to record this for this project. I don't really want to play this game right now, or I don't really want to record this thing right now. I'd rather just make the thing. So, is it vital that I have this kind of a footage? If yes, maybe I can just find footage of it online and obviously credit the people who originally posted the footage. You know, or maybe I can just work on a different project that I'm more prepared to work on right now. You know? And I'm also learning that my writing process is just absolutely terrible. If I try to get caught in writing out exactly what I'm going to say, like most people do, I'm not going to do it. Because if I try to write out exactly what I'm going to say, I'm going to get caught up on words, I'm going to get caught up on what I mean, and either way, I'm going to go off script no matter what. I'm always going to reword things when I actually record it. So why would I even bother trying to prepare for the recording if when I record, I'm going to ad-lib most of it anyway? So, part of this project was, reworking my writing process. And here, hold on, I'm getting my laptop here. Okay, there we go. So I started writing this project actually quite a while ago. And I put it to the back burner for a little bit because I wanted to work on other things, because that's what I always do. And this project has come back up again. And I'm like, okay, fuck it. This entire bit of footage this entire bit of script that I've written, I need to just scrap it and start over, right? So instead of writing a paragraph talking like of the exact words that I'm gonna say, instead I just wrote talk about this, because I know that I'm gonna ad-lib it anyway. So I want to get the bullet points of what I'm talking about and then just ad-lib it from there. And I feel like that's more fun, because then I can at least actually talk about things. I'm not very good with putting words down. I'm also not good at talking words, actually saying words. I'm really bad at doing. You can tell from this fucking video. But I'm even worse at writing words down, because then I start like really getting focused on like the subtext and like what do those words mean and getting my grammar correct and doing all this stupid fucking bullshit when I should just be making things instead of worrying about details. So that's part of me like rediscovering the fun and actually making something, putting footage together, and rediscovering that the entire reason I enjoy making things to begin with is I really enjoy the process of seeing things come together in the way that you want it to be. That's what I enjoy. That's what's fun to me. So I really need to focus on that. And I really should try to work on like making that as easy, maybe not as easy to obtain as possible, but like I need to spend more energy focusing on that part of production rather than oh, the bitrate is too low, or the auto exposure is fucking up and making the footage look all weird. I bet you if you're a fan of both of these channels, you'll go to the main channel and you'll watch that QA video again, and now that I've pointed it out, I'm sure you're gonna notice the auto exposure being fucking weird. If you do, comment that you found out about that bullshit from this video. That would be actually really interesting. So yeah, in conclusion, I am in the process of rediscovering what I find fun about making videos, and hopefully in being able to identify that part of production, it will help me actually enjoy making videos again. So yeah, hope you enjoyed listening to me ramble for 21-ish minutes. Have a good one.